Welcome back. You are watching MyAirMyles. In this video, I want to cover how you book the Pokemon cafes in Japan. They've recently changed this. There was an announcement made on the 25th of July that as of today, the 27th of July, they will be requiring an additional one-time passcode sent to your email address to validate your email address and that you're human as part of the booking process. Now, as you may know, it's very difficult to book into the Pokemon cafes in Japan anyway, so hopefully this will reduce some of the demand and scalpers. I've seen people on Fiverr charging $25 to make a reservation for you at the Pokemon cafe. That's how hard it can be. So the process is relatively simple, but you have to be fastest finger first. Let's go through the steps. Firstly, you have to connect to a VPN that has a Japanese endpoint. You can't even get onto the Pokemon Cafe website if it doesn't look like you're coming from a location within Japan. So connect to your VPN and choose Japanese endpoint. Once you can get onto the website, click reservations at the top and then select either Tokyo or Osaka. This is the restaurant you want to go to. From there, you'll have to click the box that says I agree to the terms and conditions, which is all in Japanese. You can translate this using Google Page Translate if you want. The next page is now this new warning about the email verification stage. For me, you don't need to read it, just click next, go on to the next step. Now you're going to be asked how many people are in your party, and a calendar comes up to show you which dates you want to book for. Now you'll probably see that every day is full. This is normal. The slots open up at 6 p.m. Japan time, 31 days in advance. So 6 p.m. Japan time currently is 10 a.m. in the UK. So 31 days from today, 27th of July, is 27th of August. So it means you have to be online a few minutes before 10 a.m. if you're in the UK and refreshing the calendar page to be ready when the slots open up. Now remember, we're in July, we want to book for August. When you refresh the calendar page, it will refresh back to July. So you have to refresh and then click next month to make sure that you're looking at August. Otherwise you're going to think this hasn't worked. When 10 o'clock hits, refresh. You should now see in August on the 27th, in my example, has now lit up blue. This means the slots are available for booking. Now, believe me, there are thousands of people trying to book these slots. So when you click in, you might see in then the booking slots page that there's nothing available. You might get the website crashing on you, as you'll see happen to me. If it does crash, refresh, F5, F5, F5. Do not click the refresh button, the blue button. That's a decoy to get you to mess up, right? Then you get the calendar page. If there's slots available, you can try to click on the one you want, see if you get to the next stage. Maybe you're lucky. I never have been at this first stage. Typically, I'll get an ID, but then the page crashes. I'm refreshing with F5. I'm not pressing the reload or refresh button. I'm reaching with F5. Eventually, Cloudflare crashes me out back to the first step of selecting the people in my party. Not to worry. Now I go back into the 27th and I look at the time slots. They're all full. Oh, this is a problem. But guess what? I had an ID, which means that a booking slot was reserved for me. And lots of people are going to have this happen to them. Those booking slots will get released after a certain period of time once the website realizes that that booking's not going to complete successfully. Now, before today, I did some experimenting with this and I found that those slots were reopening at 20 past the hour. Today, at 20 past the hour, nothing happened. I think this is because Pokemon Cafe is giving you 15 minutes to receive the email and put the one-time passcode in. They're also allowing you to click to resend that. Once you get the one-time passcode in, there's then other steps to complete the booking. And so I think they've pushed it out. So what I found today was that the slots, instead of opening up at 20 past, opened up at 22. So that was 10:40 a.m. So if you come on again about, say, 38 minutes past, get to the calendar page with all the time slots on it. Don't go back one step, be on the time slots page. Refresh, because sometimes Cloudflare, which is their system in the back end, will want to do a human verification check, and that could take 30 seconds. You don't want that to delay you getting your slot when it comes back up. So once you've done that once, it won't ask again for about the next 100 refreshes, so you're okay. Make sure you've done that human check and you're ready to refresh. Start refreshing. 39 past, refresh, 40 past, refresh. Now, as you saw here, some of the earlier slots opened up first. I didn't want an earlier slot, but I thought that might be the only ones that were going to become available on the day that I wanted. So I actually tried to click into it. And by the time I did that, because I hesitated, and I thought, I don't really want that slot, but if it's the only one on the day that I want to go, I'll have it. The time I clicked in, it said, no more slots available at this time. other people are doing this. I managed to go back, thankfully, within about 10 seconds back to that time slot page, and I managed to realise that they were just unlocking the slots as I first got that refresh. So only the first few time slots early in the day had become available again. So actually it was good news for me. I managed to get the slot later on in the evening that I wanted, actually in the A class table as well. I believe A, B and C are all tables, but different areas of the restaurant, and D is like a big shared table in the middle. So if you want a standalone table for your party, you want A, B or C, and D is like a shared table with other people. So we actually managed to get a slot at the time we wanted in one of the most desired areas, which is Class A. So again, I did this by waiting for 22 the hour, refreshing, and then the slots that failed to book at 10 o'clock or 6 p.m. Japan, because the website just crashes every day at that time, too many people are trying to get on, I then selected the slot I wanted. The next stage is that it might do a human verification check. This is usually a CAPTCHA or a slide bar to make an object look like something, or click here, for example, in my one here, click at the end of the card journey's path and then submit. It's just proving you're human. That's fine. The next stage is to put in some details. They want your name, your email address, and your telephone number. Once you've done that, they will send the one-time passcode to your email address. That comes very quickly now. So I got that, put the one-time passcode in, and then the step after that is offering you the chance to purchase some special items. These special items can only be purchased at the time of reservation. So if you want any of these items, you have to purchase them now. You can't purchase them from the Pokemon shop, which is next to the Pokemon Cafe. You can only purchase these special items now. So if you want them, book them now. Now, it's a little bit challenging because the payment process for this is all in Japanese. You can try to do Google Translate, but if there's a pop-up, for example, an error, then that's coming up in Japanese and you don't know what that says unless you read Japanese. I had made the mistake because I was so nervous and stressed about doing this, I'd forgotten to fund my bank account that I use for my Japanese purchases. And so the first time I tried to make the payment for my special items, it failed. It failed in Japanese. So then I had to deal with a panic of, am I going to lose my time slot again? Or whenever my bank messaged me to say there's a failed transaction, is this legit? I had to quickly text them back and say, yes, please approve this transaction. Thankfully, it went through. So once the payment process goes through, you're then taken to a summary confirmation page, which it confirms your name, your email address, your phone number, the booking slot that you've chosen, and any special items that you've reserved. Once you're happy with that, click confirm and you'll be given a confirmation page with your reservation ID. Please make a note of this reservation ID. You may not get an email. When I tested this 2 days ago, I got reservation ID, but I did not get an email about it. So if you don't have this, you may not get into the Pokemon Cafe when you turn up. So please, when you get the reservation ID, take a screenshot, copy and paste it into your spreadsheet that you're tracking and scheduling your Japan trip for. Just make a note of that reservation ID. You need it. When you go to the restaurant, if you don't have a confirmation email, they're going to ask you for the reservation ID. They're going to ask you to confirm your name, your email address, your telephone number, the date of your reservation, and the time of your reservation. So don't lie in any of those slots. Keep a copy of it, and if you have all of that, the one final step you can do, especially if you haven't received a confirmation email, is to go back to the start of the process, go back to the reservation on the Pokemon Cafe website, pick your Tokyo or Osaka again, and then go to confirm/cancel. Now you're not going to cancel, but you want to just confirm that your reservation is there. This is where you then paste in or type in your reservation ID and hit search, and it will then pop up if your confirmation and your reservation has been successful. Therefore, you can have peace of mind that the system has saved it, it has gone into their database, and your booking is confirmed. That just gives you peace of mind, as I say, if you don't receive the email. Take your booking ID or your reference ID, go into the confirm page and check that it's there. After that, do not cancel. The process is complete. I hope this helps you book the Pokemon Cafe. This is a brand new process that has just started today, this one-time passcode with the email. So I thought I'm going to get a video out quickly for anybody who's booking trips in August or beyond, that now you have to know about this extra step in the process. So I hope that helps you. I hope you have a great trip in Japan. Thanks for watching and have a great day.